You've found the wound, you've understood the pattern, you know why you do what you do, so why are you still doing it? This is part of shadow work that changes everything, because seeing the wound is only the beginning. The real transformation happens when you learn to live differently because of what you know. My name is Sandra. I am the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path, and welcome back to Mystery Witch School. If you're new here, this channel is all about exploring witchcraft as a path of personal transformation and spiritual work. We explore shadow work, working with Hekate, developing your intuition, and using spiritual practices to help you understand yourself more deeply and consciously create the change you want to create with your life. And if you've been here for a while, you'll know that I believe that witchcraft is way more than just rituals and spells. These things are wonderful parts of the craft, but the deepest magic actually happens when we allow our practice to transform us. When we release the old patterns, we step beyond our fears, and when we begin becoming the person who we truly are. One of the most powerful moments in shadow work is when you finally understand your pattern. You realize, this is why I do this. This is where the fear comes from. This is the belief that's been influencing my choices forever. And that awareness can feel incredibly freeing. But here's what most people get wrong. They believe that just understanding the belief or the wound means that it's healed. And while awareness is a huge part of this journey, it's not the whole journey. Because knowing why you hold yourself back doesn't automatically mean you're going to stop holding yourself back. I've held myself back for years and for decades, and I knew I was doing it. I knew for decades and decades why I was holding myself back, but I still kept doing it. Knowing why you struggle to trust yourself doesn't automatically mean you're going to start trusting yourself. Knowing that you're hiding your gifts doesn't automatically mean that you're going to step forward and share them with the world. But you are being asked, what am I going to do differently? And this is where Hecate's energy becomes such a powerful resource, because Hekate is associated with the crossroads, the moments where you stand between who you've been and who you're becoming. The crossroads isn't just about making a decision. It's about choosing a new path. And if you're new to working with Hekate, or you're feeling pulled, but you're just not quite sure where to begin with this kind of work, I have created a free class called Awaken Your Power with Hekate. In this class, I share more about Hecate's role as guide through transformation, how you can begin building your own connection with her, and working with her in a really powerful journey of identity shifting. You'll find the link below this video in the description field, and it's also on my freebies tab on my website, mysterywitchschool.com. But for now, if you know this path is really calling to you, we're going to talk about what that actually means, from understanding your shadow to actually living this transformation. So what does it actually look like from understanding your programs or your wounds into living the transformation? Because this is where the real work actually begins. It's where you stop simply observing your patterns and start actually becoming someone who responds differently. And I want to share 3 areas where this usually shows up. The first is your voice, the throat chakra. Not just your literal voice, your ability to express yourself, your ability to trust your perspective, your ability to honor what you need. And maybe your old pattern was staying quiet because being seen didn't feel safe. Maybe you learned that your opinions weren't important. Maybe you learned that keeping everyone happy was safer than being honest about what you really wanted or what you really thought. Living the work might look like speaking up in a conversation where you would normally be silent. It might look like sharing your knowledge or creativity, even though a part of you worries about, judgment and criticism. It might look like saying, well, this is what I believe, or this is what I need, or this is who I am. Not because you completely have overcome the fear, but because the fear is no longer the one in control. The second is your boundaries. Many people understand their boundaries. They know where they feel drained. They know where they're overgiving. They know the situations where they're abandoning themselves. But knowing your boundary and living your boundary are two very different things. Maybe you've always been the person everybody came to for help, or maybe you automatically say yes because you don't want to disappoint anybody. Maybe you've spent years putting yourself last. Living the work might look like saying no without needing to explain yourself for 2 hours. It might look like allowing someone else to have their feelings without rushing in to try and make everything okay. It might look like recognizing that protecting your energy is not selfish. It's actually an act of self-respect. It may mean having a different opinion and voicing that to other people and then getting into a debate, perhaps. It's not about trying to push yourself onto other people or push your ideas onto other people or, become very, very forceful. It's just simply you being able to share yourself without the fear. And the third is your power. And this you may feel in your solar plexus area. It's the one I think a lot of people struggle with the most. Your power is not about appearing confident. It's not about performing that you have everything figured out. Your power is the choice to trust yourself. It's following your intuition. It's allowing yourself to be visible, to be seen. It's no longer waiting for someone else to tell you that you're ready or that you're allowed to. Maybe the old version of you says, I need more training before I can share my gifts, or I need someone else to validate my intuition, or I need to wait until I feel completely confident before I do something. But the new version of you actually begins to say, I can learn as I go. I can trust myself. I can take the next step, even if I feel nervous. And this is something that I have experienced myself. There were times when I understood so much about my own patterns that I could have written a book about it. I knew where they come from. I knew where I was holding myself back. I knew where the fears had originated from, but understanding the pattern didn't transform it at all. The shift actually happened when I started making different choices, when I started honing in on the individual beliefs that I had, when I started changing those beliefs so that I started embodying the person that I truly was. So I want you to ask yourself, what is something you understand about yourself, but you're now being called to live differently? For example, I never really liked tooting my own horn, like putting myself out there and talking about the things that I do and, for example, talking about the courses that I offer and the coaching that I offer. There was always something there that felt like, you shouldn't toot your own horn kind of thing. And what I've been called to do in the Mystery Witch School is change that. I've been called to value what it is that I teach, value what I've created, value the coaching that I do, because it really does transform lives. But there was still that part of me that was going, oh no, but you can't say that. People will think you're full of yourself. So these are the sorts of things you may be called to change about yourself in order for you to get to the next level or go to the places you really want to go to in your life. And this brings me to something really important. Sometimes we think, if I understand this pattern, why can't I just, change it? Why can't I just do it differently next time? But the subconscious mind and your nervous system does not work that way. Your subconscious mind is trying to keep you safe. It's not out to get you. It's not trying to sabotage you. It's just trying to protect you, because somewhere in the past you learned that stepping out and being you wasn't safe. If your subconscious mind learned that being visible wasn't safe, then you're going to hide. If you learn that success brings pressure or judgment, then you're not going to be successful. It's all about your beliefs. There's a part of you that may continue to try to protect you by keeping you in the same pattern. Even when your conscious mind says, I really want this. I'm ready for this. I know that I deserve this. I know I can do it. There can still be that other part of you saying, are you sure? No, this isn't safe. Should you really change? It's not safe. What will so-and-so think? You're not allowed to change. And this is why forcing the change doesn't work. You can't shame yourself into becoming a new version of you. You can't fight your subconscious mind into transformation. It just doesn't work that way. The deeper work is about creating safety around the change. It's about showing yourself that I can do this differently now. I don't need this old protection anymore, and convincing your subconscious mind of that. And this is where the practices to support your transformation begin to become so important, because change happens on more than one level. Shadow work helps you uncover the beliefs and the patterns that have been operating beneath the surface. Understanding the subconscious mind helps us recognize why the patterns exist. And techniques like hypnotherapy or emotional freedom technique or tapping actually become a very important part of the journey, because that's what can help you change the emotional patterns. That's what helped me change the emotional patterns. It helped me move beyond simply understanding my fears and begin actually changing the way I respond to them. Because our subconscious mind thinks we're not safe. So we have to convince it that it is safe. But your body is still holding on to that old response. So practices like emotional freedom technique or tapping can actually help create a different relationship with those emotions. And when we combine these tools with spiritual practices, intuition, and our connection with deities like Hekate, we begin creating real identity shifts. We move from this is just who I am to that's what I used to be or who I used to be, but who am I really? And then investigating who you truly are underneath those layers of doubt and fears. And this is exactly why I created a journey with Hekate, because that journey is not just about learning about Hekate. Working with Hekate isn't just about doing magic with her and honoring her. It's about understanding you. It's about your transformation. It's about you standing at the crossroads and consciously choosing who you're becoming. Inside the journey with Hekate, we explore identity shifting, the shadow work, the deeper process of releasing the old patterns so that you can step into that more empowered version of yourself. You have room to explore who that version is, and you're guided through the practices and processes that help you move from awareness into embodiment, from knowing into becoming. And if you feel like you need more personalized support with your own unique patterns and challenges, I am offering one-to-one mentoring, because sometimes we reach a point where we can understand the pattern and we can try various different modalities and techniques to change it, but it's not changing. And that's because sometimes you need another person with another angle to come in and do the change. So I am offering a free 30-minute clarity session to help get you clear about what your challenges are, and then we can talk about how you can move forward. If you are interested in working one-on-one with me, there's a link to the free 30-minute clarity session in the description field below this video, and the link to a journey with Hekate is also in the description field below this video. You don't have to navigate these crossroads on your own. We have so many tools and processes and aids to make these changes now that we never had before in the past. So you do have the best opportunity you've ever had to be able to step into who you truly are. And I would love to hear from you in the comments. What is something you understand about yourself that you're now being called to live differently? What's this true version of you asking you to become or to step into? I do read the comments and I love hearing about your journeys. So let me know if the video resonated with you. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Blessed be.